Hello dear students, I welcome you for this sixth lecture of chapter number 2, that is ecosystem. I, Amol Handore, working as an assistant professor at Department of Zoology, KTHM College Nasik. Today we are going to discuss the next type of terrestrial ecosystem, that is desert ecosystem. So let's take a recap of previous lecture. In previous lecture, we have studied the type of a terrestrial ecosystem, that is grassland ecosystem. So we have understood what are the different types of grassland ecosystem and the biotic and abiotic factors of a grassland ecosystem. In today's lecture, the study objectives are introduction to desert ecosystem, types of the desert ecosystem, and finally biotic and abiotic components or factor of desert ecosystem. Let's begin with the desert ecosystem. So you must have come across this desert and different animals or biotic and abiotic factors of desert ecosystem in your previous classes. So we are all aware of what is meant by a desert. So this is a biogeographical area where we have the very arid conditions. So you have the very harsh conditions, rainfall is low, and other climatic parameters are also very harsh. So due to this, the productivity of these biogeographical area is very low or minimal, and the biotic components are also comparatively very less, sometimes negligible or absent compared to other terrestrial ecosystems. So let's see the basic characteristics of a desert ecosystem. So we know that in desert ecosystem, temperature plays a very important role, and the temperature range is very high. So you have a very high temperature in a desert ecosystem, as well as there is rapid change in temperature even in the day as well as along with the season. So this is really not tolerable by all the species, and you have, that's why very few species of mammals are present in the deserts. So scarcity of mammals or the mammalian species, as well as scarcity of water. So you have very less water in a desert ecosystem. That is a characteristic of a deserts. So now this desert ecosystem is mainly of two types, that is hot deserts and cold deserts. So there are few examples given of hot deserts like Thar desert, Sahara desert or Patagonia deserts, whereas cold deserts like Ladakh and Siberian region. Now the basic difference between hot desert and cold desert is that in hot desert the temperature range is very high, whereas in cold deserts the temperature is below sub-zero, so there is a lot of rainfall and followed by the snowfall is very common in the cold deserts. So because of this very harsh condition present in the desert ecosystem, the living organisms or biotic community have certain adaptations. So like plants, they have very short size plants or bushy plants, or they have the presence of thorns as well as the leaves which have a layer of wax. So this is xerophytic adaptations, due to which they can conserve the amount of water present in them. Similarly, animals also have some adaptations. So most of the animals, they are nocturnal. That means they are active during the night. So by doing this, they make sure the loss of water is less. Also, they have certain anatomical characters so as to conserve the water. So they are mostly smaller in size and they excrete the solid excreta. So the climate is very dry and warm of a typical desert, and the amount of rainfall is very low. So the yearly rainfall is very minimal, and the temperature can go as high as 100 degree Fahrenheit or up to 60 degree Celsius. So that can be considered as a very high temperature for the survival of mammals. Now let's see some another characteristics of desert ecosystem. So they show arid nature. Now arid means very dry conditions. So this is a very common factor present in all the desert ecosystem. So there is a lack of moisture in air, as well as these arid deserts have very low rainfall per year. Okay, so the less moisture content in the air as well as the rainfall is very low due to the less moisture content. Minimum rainfall or minimal rainfall, since the moisture content is less, there is less, or basically the water is less, evaporation of water will be less, so the amount of rainfall is very less in a desert ecosystem. So this is the basic reason for the dry climatic condition of a desert. So you can have 25 to 30 centimeter rainfall every year in a desert ecosystem, which is very low. So the lowest rainfall is observed in the desert ecosystem. The next characteristic of a desert is very high temperature. So we know that the scorching heat of a desert is very much high. So the high temperature is one of the important characteristic to designate a desert. So this has a, so you can observe very high temperature during the daytime in the desert, and the night time the temperature is very cold. So this is a very significant character to identify a desert ecosystem. Also, the quality of soil is very poor. So we said that the primary productivity is very less. So what is mean by that? The number of producers are very less. So obviously, once these producers will die, the amount of nutrient that is going to be transferred to the soil is very less. So that's why the quality of soil is very low, and it will be very less in the form of nitrogen, phosphorus, and other important macro as well as micronutrients which are present in the soil. So as a result, desert ecosystem is very low in terms of vegetation. So since the soil is very poor in the nutrients, obviously the plants could not grow. Next important identification characteristic of a desert ecosystem is the velocity of wind. So we know that the velocity of wind is very high. You must have seen desert storms where the velocity of wind is very high because it is well open. There are no trees, shrubs or grasses. So you can experience high intensity of sandstorm. So this soil is basically made up of sand. So due to these high winds, you can have formation of sandstorms, and that sandstorm will ultimately result into formation of characteristic feature that is called as sand dunes. So you have layers of sand. Next important characteristic is low humidity. So the air or the ambient air humidity is very low during the daytime, as well as in the night time the humidity level is very high. So contrasting. So you have the low humidity in the day and high humidity in the night time. Now very importantly, lack of water. So you have very less amount of water present in a desert ecosystem. So there is scarcity of the water. And the main reason for this is low rainfall, due to which the presence of water is very low. Now if we see, there are four basic types of desert ecosystem. First one is cold deserts, second are hot and dry deserts, third is semi-arid type of deserts, and fourth category is called as coastal deserts. So these, let's start first with this semi-arid type of desert ecosystem. Now if we see this semi-arid ecosystem or semi-arid deserts, they have these summers which are very long, as well as these are very dry season. So summers are the long season as well as it is very dry season. And the winters are normally the season where you have the small amount of rainfall. But if we compare this semi-arid desert with hot and dry desert, the temperature is comparatively less in this semi-arid ecosystem, as well as you have the presence of some amount of groundwater and fewer number of sand dunes are present. Whereas in hot and dry desert ecosystem, the temperature is very high and you have uh, these more sand dunes are formed in the hot and dry type of desert ecosystem. Now, if we see one example, Great Basin, which is a semi-arid desert region, it receives more rainfall than the hot and dry type of desert ecosystem. You can see some pictures of this semi-arid type of ecosystem. So still you have some vegetation that is present. Now we see the second type of desert ecosystem called as cold desert or cold desert ecosystem. So this is basically found in the Nearctic region, Greenland and Antarctica region of the world, which are the biggest cold deserts of the world. Now in this cold desert, you have rainfall in winter as well as summer. In previous semi-arid desert, we have seen that the rainfall is only in winter. But here rainfall is in both the season, that is winter as well as summer. However, rainfall is higher in the winter season and there is less rainfall in the summer season. However, the summer season is of shorter duration and winter season is prolonged or it is more in duration. So you can see the presence of the sand dunes which are covering the land. Now we come to the third type of desert ecosystem, that is hot and dry desert ecosystem. So as the name suggests, the temperature is very hot and the dry conditions, that mean the humidity level is very low. So this ecosystem has extremely hot climate and there is very less rainfall per year. Okay, so such ecosystems are found in Southern Asia, Africa, Central America, Australia, North America, and other regions of this world. So these are the most dry type of deserts. The amount of rainfall is very low. That's why the ecosystem cannot give access to more species. You have very few species of cactus like plants and the other reptiles are also having some adaptations. Now we come to the final part of today's discussion, that is abiotic and biotic components of a desert ecosystem. So the abiotic component includes the nutrients which are present in soil and air, as well as it includes the other conditions like soil, temperature, air, water, and other environmental and physical conditions. And we have already discussed the nutrients which are present in the soil. So all these are the abiotic components of a soil, or rather the abiotic components of a desert ecosystem. And on the other hand, the biotic components include the producers and consumers. So we know that producers means autotrophs, or that is the vegetation which is found in the desert region. So here the producers are in the form of cactus like plants. So you have small grasses, shrubs and bushes. Trees are very small if they are present, but mostly the trees are absent in a desert ecosystem. or the trees will have some adaptations to survive in the low water conditions. Okay, so these plants, all these plants, they are capable to survive in the dry climatic conditions of a desert. So for example, if we see cactus, so which is a very common plant of a desert, so it has some adaptations by which it can conserve the amount of water present in its tissues. So since it can conserve the water in the tissue, it can survive in such adverse condition of the desert ecosystem. Apart from cactus, there are other plants also which can survive in this desert region. So we can see this cactus, soap tree, brittlebrush. All these are the different example of plants which can be seen in a typical desert ecosystem. Now after the producers come the consumers. So the consumers of these ecosystem, that is desert ecosystem, include basically insects like locust, moth, beetles, ants, arachnids like spiders, scorpion, all these are arachnids, and very large number of group is reptiles. You have a lot of snakes and lizards because they have some adaptations by which they can survive without water for many days. Followed by the mammals in the form of rodents like rats, and there are few birds like sand grouse, woodpecker, roadrunner, ostrich, gala. All these are the birds of a desert ecosystem. And in terms of larger mammals, there are very few animals which have the xerophytic adaptations like camel, hamster, spiny anteater, wild horse, or it is also called as a wild ass, foxes, jackals, cats, lion. These are the some common animals or the mammals which can be seen in the desert ecosystem. So in this picture you can see some representative example of desert ecosystem in the form of reptiles like armadillo lizard, desert tortoise, some frogs which can live below soil for long duration, then camel which is very most common, then the desert kangaroo moss, coyote, and you have some cat species as well. Final component of this desert ecosystem is decomposers. So whatever animals which die, they needs to be decomposed. So for this you have the decomposers which break down the dead bodies of organism and they return the nutrients back to the soil. So bacteria and fungi are the major decomposers of desert ecosystem. If we see this desert food web, you have the producers in the form of cactus-like plants which are eaten by the herbivores like insect, lizards, and some rodents or rat-like species, and these are further eaten by the snakes, lizards, scorpions, and spiders like tarantula. Now these animals could be further eaten by larger birds like hawks and eagles. Snakes and other animals can be eaten by foxes. Okay, so there are very few food chains which are present in a desert ecosystem, and these are linked with each other to form what is called as desert food web. In next lecture we are going to deal with this topic of food chain, food web, and pyramid, different types of pyramids. So with this we conclude today's lecture. If we take a recap of today's lecture, we have studied the desert ecosystem, what are the four types of desert ecosystem, and what are the biotic and abiotic components which are present in this desert ecosystem. So with this we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.